Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 rarest sealed product in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Some of these products you may have never seen before. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so before we start this video, I want to preface two things. First is 3 rules that I've set in terms of this top 10 list, just to kind of contain it and not go over the top. The first rule for this list is every single product has to be a TCG release. I don't have enough experience in the OCG to declare if something is rare or not, so I'm just sticking to what I know, and this is why I set that first rule. The second rule for this list is every single product has to include some sort of TCG card inside. So this means that figures, statues, or dual discs cannot be included on this list. Last but not least, I'm excluding 2 categories of products. The first being booster boxes, so anything with 20 packs and above, as well as video games, because I feel like these 2 categories deserve videos on their own. So that's the first prefix. The second prefix is, it's just a disclaimer. I'm basically just telling you guys, I don't have factual data for this. I'm basically going off of my own experience, how hard it was to locate some of these products, and how long I've been searching for some of the products that I have yet to still find. Kicking this list off with number 10, we have Master Collection Volume 2. This product was released in 2005 worldwide, and it included 6 booster packs as well as 6 variant promo cards. They basically took 1 ultra rare from every set of these 6 booster packs and made them a secret rare promo in the box. This binder is gorgeous. It's one of the more collectible items in the hobby. The price range is around $500 to $800 at the time of this video. I think it's one of the better promo products that Konami has released. I think the packaging is fantastic, and I mean, back in the day, it was extremely short printed compared to Master Collection Volume 1. So that's number 10 on this list, Master Collection Volume 2. Let's move on to number 9, which is Starter Deck, Jaiden, and Cyrus. For some reason, these are some of the most short printed starter decks out there, especially in first edition. Unlimited still goes for a huge premium compared to any other starter deck. However, first edition is like almost impossible to find. When we're talking about starter decks starting to hit, the $200, $300, $400 mark, we have to start thinking about why that is. See, in starter deck Kaiba first edition, the card inside is actually extremely sought after. There's not a single card in starter deck Jaiden or Cyrus that is above the $10 mark. Like, that's pretty crazy. This means that the reason that this product carries so much value in the aftermarket is simply because they're so scarce that people are willing to pay up to acquire it into their collection. I just think that's quite fascinating. Like, starter decks do not have a gambler's premium to them. People just love collecting them because they're the most accessible product back in the day. They're some of the most nostalgic product for most collectors. But anyway, that's number 9 on this list. Let's move on to number 8, which is the Any Manga sealed book with the YMA Slifer the Sky Dragon. This is by far the hardest sealed product to find in terms of God cards. In terms of price range, I would say it's around the $500 to $600 mark in book form. The loose sealed YMA Slifer goes for around $100 to $200, but the book, man, that thing is super scarce. It's very hard to find, and in terms of how many I've seen, honestly, I've only seen like 5 or 6 in the past 2 years, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Moving on to number 7, we have something that is a lot more rare, a lot more scarce. We have Elemental Hero Collection Volume 1 and 2. You're gonna start to see that in this list, the GX era houses some of the most rare sealed product out there, and that's because it actually has the shortest print run. A lot of people started leaving after 2004 and sales completely dropped. You can see it reflecting in the hobby box numbers. I mean, hobby does not even exist in unlimited form. Like, just imagine that. In any GX product, there's no such thing as hobby unlimited, which is kind of ridiculous. That's how low sales were back then. Elemental Hero Collection 1 and 2 came out in this era, and they are extremely difficult to find. One thing to know about this product is that it contains, in my opinion, one of the highest rarities for the OG vanillas that Jaiden uses. Things like Burstinatrix, Avion, Sparkman, and Clayman, they all come in nice, rich, secret rare form. It's extremely aesthetically pleasing, it looks fantastic, and it complements the secret rare so well. In terms of price range, we're now jumping up to the $1,000 mark. The box is extremely flimsy and the plastic rips very easily. It's just a nightmare product to keep in good condition, and because of this, there's really not too many out on the market anymore. One cool collectability aspect of eHero Collection 1 and 2 is the fact that the cards on the inside, like the 8 promo cards, 4 on each box, are all glued to the packs. It is extremely difficult to pull off. You can check out Simply Unlucky's video. You can see like he literally couldn't pull them off the packs. He just left them there because he didn't want to damage the cards any more than he did. I don't understand the business decision why they did something like this, but this makes the cards extremely sought after in mint condition. The promos go for around like $100 each minimum. So the sealed product alone, it's easily over the $600 mark. I would say it's up to the $1,200 mark if it's truly mint. Now we're going to move on to number 6, which is Duelist Pack Collection Tin Jaiden Yuki. It contains 3 Duelist Pack Jaiden Yuki number 2, as well as 2 Duelist Pack Jaiden Yuki number 3. Okay, so they reverse the numbers there. This tin, I have no idea why, man. This thing is so hard to find. Okay, like I've looked everywhere for it. This thing doesn't pop up for sale. One reason for this, I believe, is the fact that it contains the first release of Elemental Hero Prisma. And a lot of people decided to open it up back in the day because everybody collects Elemental Heroes. Prisma is one of them. This is the first printing of it. And I think that's why there's such a low supply of product. In terms of how many I've seen, honestly, I would say maybe like 5. The price tag is not that high because, like, honestly, the stuff on the inside is pretty much garbage. I mean, Prisma is like a $10 card. So I would say like the tin is maybe $100 to $200, maybe $300 if it's mint. It's definitely being carried by the fact that the sealed product itself is hard to locate. Now we're cracking the top 5, and you guessed it, it's another GX product. It is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Volume 1 and 2. These 2 books are extremely hard to come by because they actually had some of the top rarities for super playable cards at the time. They had Lad, which is Light and Darkness Dragon in Secret Rare, as well as Thunder King Ryo in Secret Rare as well. Every other book promo card came as Ultra Rare. They're not very expensive. They range in the $100 to $200 range because, again, it's just like a $5 book plus a $60 card. Next up is another Yu-Gi-Oh! GX item, and these I would say are some of the rarest products ever, like ever in terms of most TCGs. This is the Mattel figures from Hasbro. These toys contained promo cards on the inside that are parallel rare or something like that. I don't know what to call it because it's just a common with a bunch of rainbows going through it. I don't really think it looks that great. I'm not really too big of a fan of the cards, but I do have to respect how rare the sealed product is, as well as how rare the cards are themselves. So the Mattel figures had 3 waves, number 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 are not very hard to find and they're very abundant. Number 3 is forget about it territory. Number 3 includes Burstinatrix, Avion, Chthonian Soldier, Elemental Hero Bubbleman, I think Clayman, Sparkman, Flame Wingman, as well as Cyber Dragon. These cards, man, I don't like, dude, when Cyber Dragon came up for sale, there was a huge Reddit thread about it. People tried to auction it off. I think it went for like 20 grand. I can't imagine what a sealed Cyber Dragon Mattel toy would go for. I've never seen one, honestly. This was the first time anybody has even seen Cyber Dragon come up for sale. A lot of people thought it was fake. If you look back at all the products that I listed in the top 10, most of them don't really have any rare cards on the inside. With Mattel figures, man, there's a hardcore cult following. People absolutely love the cards. Because of this, I had to put them in my top 5. This is easily interchangeable with anything above it. Most of these top 4 are like, you know, they pop up almost never. So whenever you see them come up for sale, I would suggest you grab them. So that's number 4. The next product that I would put on this list, I would put it ahead simply because of preference of what's inside. However, I could see why some people would argue that the Mattel figures are higher in rarity. The next product is Ultimate Beginner's Pack from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. What's really special about UBP is, although it has like a common video game and a common starter deck, it has the rarest Exodia pieces of all time. I would argue that these are much rarer than LOB. They are not as expensive because obviously LOB demand is much higher. The sealed product in my whole life, I've seen around 5. I own 2 of the 5. I try to pick them up anytime they come up for sale because I know how rare they are. I can name the other people that have them. I've not seen any others for sale because either I bought it or I know the person who bought the ones that went for sale. Yeah, it's an extremely hard to come by product. The cards are very sought after in the collector's market. They go for around $200 for a piece. So overall, you're expecting to pay $1,000 for the pieces in near mint condition. Never mind sealed. So the Ultimate Beginner's Pack is around, I would say, the $2,000 to $3,000 mark. UBP is one of the rarest products out there because, again, it came out in that GX era where like nothing was printed. That box is rarely even open on YouTube. You can go look on YouTube. You're not going to really find anybody who's opened it other than maybe 1 or 2 people. I think it's a really cool release. The reason I put it higher than the Mattel is because it's Exodia. I think it's a little bit rarer. Because of this, I mean, it has to go in the number 3 spot. Now we're getting to some really rare territory. Things that I really could not find a lot of information on. One of the products didn't even have a picture before I posted mine. The first product we have at number 2, it is Structured Deck Deluxe. Structured Deck Deluxe was released in 2005. It has 2 generic structured decks on the inside, Dragon's Roar and Zombie Madness, both in unlimited edition, as well as 2 promo cards, one being Armed Dragon level 7 in secret rare. Most of these really short printed products are usually exclusives to certain store. Upper Deck usually dabbles in making things like exclusive to Toys R Us, Best Buy, Target, etc. An example of this meddling is something like the Duelist pack Jaiden Yuki tin that I mentioned earlier. That tin is a Target exclusive. You could only get it from that store. This means that the print run had to be so much shorter. This is one of those products that falls in that category. I do suspect that this is a Toys R Us exclusive. There's no confirmed data. However, everybody that's seen this says they only saw it in Toys R Us. There was not even a picture of this thing other than like a small 200 by 200 pixel stock photo from the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom page. It is extremely scarce. Like I mentioned, I've only seen 2 in my life. One being the one that I own and the other being completely sun damaged. And I mean, I bid up to $1,200 and I got beat. The one that I got was from somebody who had no idea what he had. I mean, I didn't even know what I had because I just bought it because it looked cool. And as I was looking, I was like, damn, like I can't find any information on this. It's never been open on YouTube. There's no pictures of it online. I just think that this is such a cool and unique part of Yu-Gi-Oh history. And I'm very blessed to be able to own one of these pieces in my collection. So that's number 2. What is number 1? Ironically, it's a starter deck, all right? But it's one that I have never seen ever come up for sale. Like, I've been looking for around 3 to 4 years. I've never seen it come up. I check all the time, never could find it. The product I'm talking about is Structured Deck Spellcasters Command Special Edition. This product is so damn hard to find. The only aftermarket photo that you see is just a video on YouTube of a girl asking why her deck has a Magician's Valkyria on the inside. It's so cool to me that, you know, they made this release. It's extremely short printed. I believe it's a Best Buy exclusive only. It's the only 5Ds product on this list because 5Ds was actually a come up for Konami. Believe it or not, after GX, sales actually started to go up for Konami with 5Ds and the synchro mechanic. It made the game a lot more alive. So with the release of 5Ds, products became a lot more abundant. Magician's Valkyria is one of those cards that, in my opinion, is on the upper echelon of promos that are extremely hard to find. The reason I don't believe it's more expensive is, number 1, there is the Shonen Jump alternative, which did come first. The second reason is awareness. Not a lot of people even know this card exists. So to sum it all up, All of these products are extremely rare. I would say that the top 5 are all interchangeable with just your personal experience and what you've seen. However, I could definitely say that these top 5 are the rarest sealed product out there in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. There is nothing that compares to them from the Pokemon or the Magic side. There is nothing that comes close to, 1 or 2 products every 6 years. Like, that's insane. Structure Deck Deluxe, I've literally been following it for the past 4 to 5 years and I've only seen 2. Imagine that. Like, that's crazy. It's literally my job to find these products and I only found 2. I don't know, man. To me, I really think that these products are undervalued, they're underappreciated, and they're true epic staples of Yu-Gi-Oh history. So yeah, that's the 10 rarest products that I know of in the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG. Comment down below if you think I missed something, and let me know if you think that the order should be switched somewhere. But this video is based off of my Rare Hunter experience, me scouring the internet trying to find different products to buy, and that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.